is not all that you got. I guess that I just thought maybe we could find a way not to starve today.
Distress, revolt, and empty stomachs. Michelle Obama's Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, or the HHFKA of 2010, has left Midwestern students indeed hungry.
But between the milk and feta cheese, the pains in my tummy sing, you know, I'm trying hard to find nourishment.
The HHFKA was a change in school meals put in place in order to improve health and ensure that low-income students were also able to receive reduced lunches. What sort of changes have you seen in the new lunch program?
That they made the quantity like smaller and they're healthier.
We're forced to get like vegetables or fruit, even though most of the people throw them away.
Less food, lower quality.
At the lunch, they have portions for the salad bar. There's no pudding, no croutons, so I know that. They no longer have fat-free chips. They have regular chips, but students have to buy their own chips with their own money. The snack line doesn't seem to have changed too much from my view. The only thing is, I guess, the Bosco sticks, they have to dip it in meat sauce instead of just marinara sauce. And I think there's portions on how much butter they can have and sour cream. And then the main lunch line, I think it's just still portion controlled.
They're trying to, cut back on caloric intake or calories, so, we might lose a few pounds, but the food isn't very tasty right now, and there's less of it on your plate.
Portions. Portion size, vegetables, more and more vegetables and fruit.
What do you mean by portion size?
It's smaller. Smaller than last year.
Even though the HHFKA has boosted the nutritional value in food, it has forgotten about the variety, activity level, and body sizes in their students. Students like the ones that work on farms, or athletes, or kids who are really tall. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics reported that athletes burn more energy than an average student, so they need more calories. The HHFKA limits this, setting up 825 calories per meal.
Now you're just first lady that I used to know. Now you're just first lady that I used to know.
Yeah, okay. Listen up, Miss Obama. I don't mean to cause you drama, but your new lunch regulations ain't what they cracked up to be. 2 ounces of protein daily? Come on, that's crazy. I'm all for more fruits and veggies, but open your eyes and see that most of us still hungry. Half a pint of milk, madness policy ain't for me, and I think America would have to agree. So go ahead and ship it back to D.C. Nevertheless, I think we should eat responsibly, but at our own risk, because I thought this was democracy. Miss Obama, how can you feel to play 60 if you have no fuel? This just seems cruel. You got my tummy growling and I'm dragging like a pack mule. You're like the Grinch, only you stole my lunch, but this is just a hunch. A one-size-fits-all meal will not succeed. As an athlete, I should be on full feed. Man's gotta eat, and this is not what the children need. So try to mislead, but it's guaranteed. You're just the first lady that I used to know. Ha 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 ha.
I'm not able to eat a lot, and I'm still hungry after I eat.
What about you?
I have to eat when I get home.
How's it affecting you?
When I try to do my work, all I can think about is how awful lunch was and how I want better food.
It's making me eat more. After lunch, I go ahead and I run, and then I get hungry. And when I get hungry, I go and pick out. I've spent more money actually on buying Rice Krispie treats just for myself to get full.
Amy Ross has linked brain function, mental process, learning ability, and social skills to nutrition. In her writing, she mentions that school breakfast and lunch programs aren't providing enough nutritional value because students aren't receiving enough food to produce energy. And because of that, they become more tired and more likely to not focus in class, thus lowering test scores. The Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act has banned and rationed some foods. Instead of seeing a stomach-filling plate, students are now carrying empty trays like this one.
Now I know that this is not all that you got.
I have noticed that the children look vibrant and healthy. No? Okay. I do notice that the kids aren't as sleepy after lunch as they used to be. When you get a heavy lunch, it can make you more tired, and my classes that I have after lunch, the kids aren't falling asleep as much.
Most of the kids I teach, which are freshmen, haven't really complained about the food at all. So I haven't seen too much complaining. It seems like everybody's adjusted and they're okay with it.
Well, everybody's always hungry, but we have lunch. My classes have lunch early in the day. I have had Art 1 classes that had last lunch with a bunch of freshman boys, and it was awful. They were just dying, and I had to get it changed. Yeah.
$20 million are funded in order to maintain and establish these new programs. Dollars that end up in the trash.
Does healthier food cost more?
Potentially, yes. That as they bring in more fruits and more vegetables, there may be a little bit higher costs, and thus there's a little bit more money associated with that.
Not really.
Why?
It's a good meal, I guess, but no one really likes eating it. It's healthy, I guess, but it's not enough.
Not really. I mean, as far as like the health concerns, we're just gonna go home and eat whatever we want anyway. So.
Yes, I do. I think anytime we can eat in a more healthful way, it's better for us.
I think for maybe a certain portion of the population, I think it's detrimental to a big portion of the population, particularly those that are physically active that need more nutrients, more calories to replenish the calories that they do burn. I have a problem with limiting individuals with what they can eat. Everybody's body is different. Some people require more food than others, so it's kind of hard because it's not a puzzle, cookie cutter type deal where everybody should get the same amount. I mean, body types are different. People are more active than others, so it makes it very difficult. So, with that being said, obviously probably lunch has to have some type of limitations, but then that's where the parents need to get involved and make sure that their sons or daughters are getting enough nutrients and maybe taking up the slack that the school can't provide.
Because students need help getting to a healthier place, Bonnie Dix suggests it's time to start looking for quality instead of quantity. She says it's more important to focus on the right type of calories and not just on the number. This is also a great way for schools, parents, and communities to work together and create tasty meals for their students.